Hello, everyone. Jim again. I'm very proud and inspired to have with us as our guest today Ron Alvarez. Ron is a musician, a teacher, and founder of the Dream Orchestra. In 2016, in Gothenburg, Sweden, Ron created the Dream Orchestra with children and teenage refugees from, among other countries, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Palestine, Kurdistan, and more. This group has more than 50 members and is distinguished because its musicians have never played an instrument. The Dream Orchestra model is being emulated in several European countries. The project received the 2021 Oakenden International Prizes for refugee and/or displaced people and is now a role model of education for many music programs worldwide. For 6 years, he was the artistic director of the Sistema Sweden Foundation and developed projects such as the Sistema Play, the Sistema Academy, and the Sistema Sweden National Orchestra. I first heard about Ron through his honor of being selected by CNN as a hero, and he is indeed a hero and a role model for many of us international music educators. I think Ron is somebody that we as international music educators need to know, have to know, and I'm looking very much forward to this conversation with him. So, Ron, with no further ado, perhaps you could start by telling us something about yourself and your background.
Hi, Jim. Well, thank you very much for the invitation. From Venezuela, from Caracas. I was born in Caracas. And so I started to play music since I was 10 years old. So I started through a program called El Sistema. And this is a program who uses music as a tool for social change, who had been for more than 50 years in Venezuela. So, that was actually how I started to learn music. I'm coming from a favela, which is a barrio, which is a difficult area. And I have the opportunity to learn music and start to dream about help others since I was really in a young age.
Maybe you could describe for us a little bit of what the Dream Orchestra program is. Who is it for, the age groups? How extensive is it?
I was visiting Sweden in 2015. And in that moment, it was when the big wave of refugees and asylum seekers was arriving to North of Europe and Europe in general, from Middle East and from... there were kids and unaccompanied minors arriving from Afghanistan and from Syria. And I was in the central section when I saw for the first time so many unaccompanied minors with a really shocked face. And I was thinking on my way to Gothenburg because I was visiting at that moment. I was I know they're going to move here to Sweden because we were already talking about that with the university. And if I move here to Sweden, I will create an orchestra who can really provide a safety place for these people who is escaping from war and people who are escaping from violence and conflicts in between countries and give them a space where they can meet and talk and know different language. So that's how actually the orchestra started. It started with 13 kids in the beginning. Now we have many programs in the orchestra. I mean, the main orchestra have more than 50 students, but the whole program have more than 400 students. Mm. So we have an orchestra where I call this an orchestra for everyone because we have the students from 3 years old until parents who are coming from different countries and also people who are asking for asylum seekers or refugees. And we have more than 20 nationalities and more than 25 languages inside of the orchestra. So we started the orchestra to those who were arriving to Sweden and needed a place to start to connect with other people.
What would a Dream Orchestra participant expect to get out of this experience?
Well, when they come, they normally come without any expectation. Because they even didn't play an instrument before. So most of the time they come to see. It's a curiosity just to see what has happened. Actually, when I started orchestra for the first time, I was coming to a place where the son of the unaccompanied minors and refugees and immigrants was part of areas. And I was asking, listen, you're so welcome. And I was playing the violin and the cello. What instrument you would like to play? And they were like, we don't know even if we like much to play or not. But it was the way of presenting the instrument, and in that way, I must say they also was playing music relative to their country, so to try to connect them with the music that they like after they can connect with their own music. So I was presenting music that they definitely know or something that they hear before.
Yeah, so it sounds like I'm hearing that you're trying to relate their experience with the Dream Orchestra as something they can latch onto from their home country. Is that?
Yes, exactly. I as a migrant, I always says that there are two things who will always will connect you with who you are, and that's music and food. Yes, I do believe that because when you move to one country and go to another, then you definitely know the you miss your home country and you miss people and your culture. But then when you connect with music and the food, and then you really can feel that you are still connecting there. Music is a perfect bridge to keep you developing and also connect with other people.
So it sounds to me that one of the primary purposes of the Dream Orchestra mission, so to speak, is yes, music, of course, knowing music or learning music, but also connecting culturally. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, I mean and also they are arriving to a place where they feel completely alone, and we want to empower them with what they can become. We don't want them to become a professional musician, but we want to guide them. If they want to become professional musician, we will help them. But we want to use the music as a tool for an important change in the society. When they arrive into the society, they're bringing so much knowledge, but they also so much to learn. So we have to create this space where music becomes that channel and where they can learn a new part of culture and bring their own culture. And we need a meeting point. Otherwise, there's so many places right now that says, well, there's so many migrants or so many refugees. And yeah, but no one decides to be a refugee. Yeah. You become a refugee because you don't have any more option. And there are things that we have to have, not take that thing for granted that people just came here because they just want to live their own country. Most of the time, the people who leave their home country, of course, they are looking for a better life. But at the same time, it's no more option. It's just you have to leave. It's no more options. And like we are receiving a lot of students now from Ukraine, and they normally tell you. I mean, my mom would call me at 4 o'clock in the morning and say they are bombing, and we have to go. And what option they have? So they have to leave their place. They have just to go. So in that cases, when we have kids and families who arrive into a new country, it's very important to have in mind that you feel completely lost, and how to start to connect to learn the new language, how to start to understand other culture. And that's what the place we want to create in the orchestra. We were able to respect each other, learn from each other, learn values from the orchestra, and socio-emotional skills that you're learning when you play in orchestra and a team building. Like when you're playing orchestra, it's a society. So that is our main goal, that orchestra become that tool.
What is your biggest joy of the program? I can understand that there must be many for you. Why do you do it? What drives you?
Yeah, what drives me is to see the light on the eyes of my students when I know that they are being passing different things, but also to see their students who are born here, for example, in Sweden, meeting with other students who are arriving for a difficult situation. That we are creating a road, a place they can dream and feel what they want to be in the future. I like to bring possibilities. I like to bring options. I like to bring option that they can choose and decide, and show that we can live in a really respectful culture environment where people can be also make their own opinion and respect to each other. Every morning when I wake up, it's like I'm putting something to the world. I'm giving something, and doesn't matter if it's just in three schools, in one school, or only with 100 kids or 200 kids. I do believe that even sometime I have some class when I starting programs of Dream Orchestra with only 10 kids, and I say it doesn't matter if it's only one come. I will do screaming my best, because what is driving me is that when you teach your kids and giving options and possibilities or joyful life, you are giving them so much for their future, and that will definitely make an impact in our society.
What is your biggest frustration with the program, if with what you're doing?
Finances.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. Financials and migrations policies. There are two. First, migration policies. Sometimes I really don't understand how the migration policies are just looking people like number cases number. You are not a name. You are not a person. Your name is 000344. And that's who you are, and it's terrible. For me, that's made me so sad, because you are not a case number. You are a person. You are a human being. You are a person who has feelings, and for me, these migrations it's frustrating me a lot, especially when there are deportations, or where are moments where you have to figure out what are the best actions. And the other thing is, we are a non-profit organization, and we have to strive a lot to get finances. We don't have a government finance, for example. We only have privates and people who's philanthropic and organizations who have been supporting us. Sorry, for many years already. And we have to knock doors and present why it's important, and why. And I don't have problem to explain why it's important, but I do believe that the people should also be open to know that it's not easier to get sponsoring projects for culture. In the last years, we see it more. The politicians and people are cutting and cutting budgets, and they always take culture as the first one to take out. So I must say that we have to really work a lot to make people understand that we don't work with just teaching an instrument. We also are giving possibility to the kids, to their souls, to the society, to the integration. And so yeah, that's my biggest frustration, is to see the more and more there are people who don't understand how important it is to be part of a group or an orchestra.
How would you like to see the program developed? If you could look into the future, where would you see the program 5 or 10 years from now?
I want to create a learning center where we can support organizations also and teachers who can create and support programs like Dream Orchestra. Actually, we recently wrote a book which is in our website, dreamorchestra.se, which is free, because we want to support people there. We already see in this world there's so much refugees and crisis coming, even more by conflict, by war, or by natural disasters, because we are seeing the climate change getting even worse. So we will see there's going to become more refugees. And so how we can help refugees, people arriving to different countries or migrants or other countries. So I think, Susan, we have been working already for a couple of years of this, and we would like to offer support and, be free to support other people. And so not only in Sweden and grow around Sweden, but also to help Scandinavia and Europe and Africa, Middle East. So we believe that giving support and creating a learning center will be one of my biggest dreams.
Do you have any contact with former Dream Orchestra members that have gone on and come back and spoken with you?
Yes.
What was that experience?
Yes, we have a student who is starting in Dream. Yeah, we have students in Dream Orchestra who is starting in Dream Orchestra, and now some of them are still playing in the Afghan traditional group. We create different groups also because there are many of them that start to work, and But we have some of them who have been getting to university, and some of them who have been graduated, and some of them who are working and in different business, and they always come to our concerts, and I always have contact with them. And we also, I also have a contact with the students who have been deported, and they before they got the negative to go to Afghanistan, for example, they escaped to another country, but they got permission later on, like in France or in one another in Germany, and we're still in contact, and we have a call and we talk to each other. And recently we sent a cello to one of them because we want to keep playing the cello. So I think, yes, it's for me the Dream Orchestra is like a family. You never go out of your family and forget them at all. So I think that's it's one of the beautiful things I love to be part of Dream Orchestra.
Do you have any experience with local volunteers helping with the program? Do you seek local music teachers or local music students that come and offer their services?
Since we started, we had a lot of volunteers and also students from the university, because I was teaching course at the university where it was music for social change, and I was always inspiring my students from the university to be volunteering. And we had a lot of volunteers from coming every year from the bachelor and master program. We also have volunteers who are parents who started to play in the orchestra, and now they're playing the orchestra, and they help us with logistics and things. Yeah, we actually, I must say that we have a great team of teachers and teachers who are volunteer, teachers who normally get salaries, but also we have parents and people around of the church where we are not a religious organization, but we have a space in a church here with Protestant church in Sweden. They give the space for us to be here, and there are people from that church who was being always volunteering, helping us. It's amazing how I think it's also in Sweden there's a big culture of be volunteering.
I'm curious about this because I really see a connection, a possible connection being made here between your kind of work and the work of international schools, to see if there would be any connection for any international school music student to want to help out or start or be involved in such a program. Do you think this is something for high school trained musicians to get involved with? And if so, how?
Yes. Yes, for sure. We also have volunteers coming from other countries, but being helping us. And I mean, when you mean to be a volunteer, you can be a volunteer for a couple of days. You can be a volunteer for a couple of weeks. You can be a volunteer online. We have a teacher who told us, I would like to teach you. And of course, we have a safety and warrant policy. So we have to have like, if they have class, that the parents would be involved and things like that. And but we have kind of also online support with volunteers, teachers sometimes who tell us, oh, Ron, I would like to give a master class. So then we invite all our violins and that the person give a master class. And so there are so many options to be a volunteer.
This is not so much a question as a comment and a vision for the future, is that there are thousands of international schools worldwide, many of whom run music programs of various degrees and various levels. It would be wonderful to see if students could get involved with this program to see if they could offer their support and somehow. Where might they turn if we have students that would be interested in knowing more about you or knowing more about this program, or might be interested in helping out?
In our website, we have our email was info at dreamorchestra.sc, but also we have Instagram, we have Facebook, dreamorchestra.sc, we have LinkedIn, dreamorchestra.se, and we have a website, and also, I have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X and TikTok. There's so many ways of contact us, and we always answer people who want to visit us or want to support it in one or another way.
This sounds like something that they could get involved with online by traveling to a place where there is a Dream Orchestra. It also sounds like something that they could do locally and setting up their own
Yes, you can also, this is a very important point because sometimes, of course, you can come and help your Dream Orchestra online or come here to Gothenburg. But also this would be nice always to open your eyes and see what you have around and see in what way you can really support and develop your own community on your own place, because that's the way we can make a better world. It's not just, of course, supporting programs, that's wonderful, but also you have to see around you, what do you have around, what you can help around you. And in that way, I think we believe that we can create this type of spot all around the world. We can definitely get a better world.
Ron, this has been wonderful. Do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to give to our listeners, to the information?
Well, yes, I would like to say that sometimes we as a person want to make some help, and sometimes we as a person believe in people and want to create with all passion. But I have to say this is not easier. Sometimes you get a very big wall to stop you or try to stop you. And I must say that you always have to believe in yourself and your passion to help others. And when this situation comes, when some doors is closed and says, this is not a priority or this is not the way, I think you should never give up and see how you can really support in one or another way. I repeat that every day to my mind and also to my student. I'll say, listen, if we don't get today what we wanted, we work to get it tomorrow. And if it's not tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. But the important is to keep going and try to give your plus to the society and to the humanity. Music and art can make the world better, but only if it really guides and give the students the possibility to love the music as if you do it at first.
You are, in fact, an inspiration, not just to me, but to, I'm sure, thousands of people in the international community. I can see why CNN named you a hero. You certainly are one. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I look forward to hearing more of your work, and I hope that we can inspire future students to be involved in your mission and your goal of helping others through such similar programs.
Thank you again.